Father Jules Dubuis, MSC, was a priest in the Guilala Mountains of Papua back in the 20s and 30s. He was a great explorer, a great missionary, great worker, and very inventive. This is Mission Alive. You're with Roger from the MSC Mission Office. Dubuis was a great missionary. Many of the photos of that period that I've shown to you in different slideshows have been from him. He had a camera and he took photos in the very early days of photography, and he developed the photos onto glass plate. That's another story how these were found, and they're preserved for us. He worked tirelessly in the area of the tribal people called the Fiyugi, and he learned their language and he studied their language and customs, and in many ways a great missionary, a great road builder. Anyway, the story I want to tell you now is the cross that he put up on Mount Albert Edward. Albert Edward is 4,000 meters high. The cross he put up there was 5 meters high. And I'll show you now some slides of that work that he did. So on the left is Jules Dubuis, the man I'm talking about, and on the right is with him with a group of other missionaries, and on his right is Norbert, Father, oh goodness, he's famous, I've forgotten his name, I'll get back to him, another great missionary. This cross is there in pieces. It was built at Yule Island and carried for 15 days by the men up to Anongi, and you can see it's still tied to the sticks, the poles that they carried it with. So they carried it all the way up, 15 days from Yule Island, and another 5 days up to the summit of Mount Albert Edward, where it was erected. And that's it, erected up there, 5 meters high, with the body of Christ on it, the corpus. Then, of course, there was a mass celebrated up there, and part of the story is a man from down on the eastern side of that peak at a place called Yongai. He killed a pig there, and the blood was poured on the foot of the cross, and that would be a symbolic cultural act, that sort of action. So this is a famous cross. It's still up there. There's many stories associated with it, and celebrating one of the anniversaries of that cross, you could go on YouTube. Bishop Rochus Tatamai, who is now the Archbishop of Rabaul, he and a whole group of people went up to celebrate the anniversary, and they took film of it because Bishop Rochus was working in film and media, especially with Radio Peter Tarot. So it was a big effort to get the cross up there and to erect it. It's set in cement, and everything needed for it was carried up there by the people. When they erected it was the 50th anniversary of the Anongi station. So the 50th anniversary was 17th of July 1938. Thousands of people from all the Fiyugi people came to a big celebration, and on the 26th of July, up there on Mount Albert Edward, they celebrated a mass for that jubilee. Previously, amongst these people, there was a lot of tribal fighting. A lot of them were very bloody and very murderous, and divided the people. They would have a big fight over something and then divide and set up new villages. So it was a very big thing to be able to bring peace to these people, and the missionaries did that. Just I might do another story at another time on the roads, the building of the roads. That's a distant shot of the cross on the mountain. and this Father Dubuis is famous for these types of photos up in the rugged Goilala district. Just referring a little bit to that, the conditions that they lived in and worked under, this 2 camps in the bush, and particularly the one on the right would be typical of what they would set up when they're out there building roads in the bush. And Dubuis himself would spend weeks out there in a camp, and typically his day would start at 4 o'clock when he would celebrate Mass, say his prayers, whatever, get some breakfast ready for him and his workers, and then at sun up they would start work, and they would work all day, and at night they'd settle down and probably eat, say his prayers, and sleep. So it was very hard working conditions. And again, in the photo on the right, Father Dubuis is in the middle, and a number of the missionaries are there. So this is a bit of the story of Mount Albert Edward and the cross that's up there, and Jules Dubuis. And these are famous missionaries, famous men who really went on mission when it was very difficult, physically difficult, culturally difficult. We all go on mission. It's got its own difficulties, its own problems, but that's mission. We have to face the problems, we have to work with them, we have to deal with them. And thank you all for being on mission with us.